Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are going to jump and get right into it. So we're going to be talking about the top stats for the next, essentially, Season 2 merge group, which is going to be Kingdoms 13, 14, 15, and 16. And in short, this is where we look at the top stats from these four kingdoms ahead of, right, going into their Season 2 merge. Now, this is the first look that we do with kingdoms where we have to wait until the oldest kingdom in that group of four gets access to viewing their alliance leaderboards. I could grind it out if I really wanted to, but I like to try and make things easy for myself sometimes, so this is where we're at. We're going to be looking at, again, top servers. We'll look at the top alliances for these four kingdoms, personal power, personal merits, alliance merits, server merits, RSS Gathered, I believe Dragon Trail, and then most Castle 25s as well, right? So those are the categories we're going to take a look at. Let me preface by saying the data here was captured on the 1st of February within about a 5 to 6 hour window. I always like to state that because typically almost every video, I'll get someone that'll reach out, whether it's in-game or on Discord, and they'll say, "Boss, those are not the stats and the numbers currently." Yes, young one, I do know that is the case. That's why I like to preface that by so everyone understands that the data that you're seeing now was gathered within a small window on a specific day. So that's why the numbers that you're going to be looking at now when the video is released will be different. It's just understandable. So, before we get started, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell, and if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. And again, or I should say coincidentally, we're going to start off with top servers. So from here, you can see that, and again, I'll have time cards as well and timestamps in the video, so if you just want to scroll to certain places or fast forward at all, right, there will be an option there. And then the last thing I want to mention is that if there's any context for any of the fields, categories that we touch on, man, please let me know in the comments down below. I always love reading those because, again, some things may not be as upfront or as black and white as we will show. So having that additional form of information for how things have played out in the kingdom is always nice to read. So here we go, right? Top kingdoms that we have now. Here is number 14. Is the strongest, right? Then we have 15, 16, and 13 going in that order. Number 14, almost at 1.8 billion. Strongest alliance there, right? 358, almost 359, and then 163, right? Also, Kingdom 14 has the strongest number 7 ranked alliance. So the reason why we do top 7 alliances is because there's 7 Zone 1 regions. So the idea is that if you have an emerging alliance that's going to make it out of each of those going into Zone 2. And then again, right, but each of these kingdoms all within, what, 600K? 650K? Of each other. So nice to see. And again, these are pretty early on, right? If I was to show you as an example, let me grab I might have really wanted to do that a different way. Let's do it like this. So we'll do this, and then I'm sure I put that somewhere. Bam. If we want to look at kingdoms as an example to show you here, right? You have kingdoms, these ones. So 13, 14, 15, and 16. You have about, what, a 9-day window between when these kingdoms came out of each other, and each of these exactly 3 days apart. So I think this was the first grouping that we got that has had nearly this interval, right? If you look at the one before at 9, 10, 11, and 12, you're looking 4 days, 6 days, 2 days, right? And the window here is from the 19th to the 31st. You're still looking at 12 days, right? It's just not as equally spread out. So, I mean, I like the fact that they did it this way. Maybe it just worked out that way, right? Because of the players that were coming in, as far as when they hit their peak and then had to release another server. So that's where we look at right there for top kingdoms. Now let's look at alliances. So these are the top alliances right now, or again, as of recording, as I said, that you're going to see between these four kingdoms. Number 1 here is XLOS, League of Shadows, from Kingdom 13, 419, almost 420 mil. Then we got number 2 is Gekka, Gang Kapak, 389 mil from Kingdom 13. Viz Brazil from Kingdom 13 at 362 mil. And then you have the top alliance from 14, MVFJ Freljord, 358, almost 359 mil from Kingdom 14. Kingdom 15 is EXL Exile, 313 mil. And then we got the top kingdom from 16, is P-16 Frutas International, I'm assuming. And again, this is 267. Right, so this kind of shows you the top 3 and then the top alliance in each kingdom, right? So up there, bubble position for number 25 is at 123, almost 124 mil. And that's from MVPD Indo Bersatu, and that's Kingdom 14. If we're looking at the number of alliances here, right, 13, we're at what? 4, 5, 6. Right, so 13, we're at 6. 14, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so you got 9 from 14. How about 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 from 15. And then how about 16? We got 1, 2. I probably should just do the math on this one. 4, 5. All right, so then we got 16, 5. So that kind of shows you the breakdown, right? 14 and 13 having some more active alliances here in the top. And it kind of makes sense because they did come in 1 and 2 on the top servers for this group. Now let's look at personal power. Personal power, we have EXL Albatross at 18.5.6, almost 0.6 mil. From Kingdom 15. Number 2, Gekka Krovax coming in at 14.44 mil from Kingdom 13. We have MVPC's Lur at 10.4 mil from Kingdom 14. And then rounding out actually a nice top 4, one from each kingdom, P16's Ish at 10.04 mil from Kingdom 16. And then again, you have the bubble position here at 4.9 mil from Gekka Malik from Kingdom 13. And how that relates to others, if we look at, let's say, like 5 through 8, right? You see bubble position here is 4.9, and this was pretty much right within a day after the stats released. Let's look at personal power for each of these. Bubble for personal power on 5 through 8, you're looking at 6.42 for the top 25, right? So a little bit lower here. If we look at kingdoms 9 through 12, personal power 6.72. So actually 9 through 12 was better than 5 through 8 when it came to the bubble position. And then you can see bubble position here. And that kind of just gives you a timeline, right, on, kind of development and progression when you're looking at comparing one group to another. If we were to look at alliances, for example, let's look at alliances here. So number 25 alliance, 114, 107. If we look at alliances here, 123. So actually better here on the alliance side. Maybe not peak, because 522, 597. So not peak. When you're looking at K13, but the minimum threshold, right, is higher. Now let's look at personal merits. So for personal merits, again, this is like your individual PvP fighting. So we have EMPX Kios, 1.22 mil from Kingdom 14, right, the only person over a mil. MVFJ, Assasil is what I'm going with. Please let me know pronunciation or enunciation in the comments below. Thank you. 887K, Kingdom 14. Number 3, EMPX Harrison, 861K from Kingdom 15. And then we have number 16, P16's Ish, 461,000. And then Kingdom 13, first one here is going to be IMO Zero Anthrax, 414K merits from that kingdom. And the bubble position here is Lur from MVPC, 278K from Kingdom 14. Now, if we compare personal merits, right, we're looking at what, 278, 316 here, and then on this one we're looking at 221. So again, right, you're looking at 13 through 16, they kind of ran up in the middle. Let's look at alliance merits. Alliance merits, we have Alliance MHXH Merit Hunters at 11.12 mil. That sounds like they should be there from Kingdom 15. Number 2, EXL Exile, 6.6 mil. Kingdom 15. Number 3, MVFJ Freljord, 5.9 mil, almost 6 from Kingdom 14. We have the top from 13 is Viz Brazil, 5.5 mil from Kingdom 13. Then the top from 16 is P16 Frutas International, 4.7, almost 4.8 mil. Right, bubble position here is AKS Akatsuki from 1.1, almost 1.2 mil from Kingdom 14. Now let's look at comparative alliance merits. Let me just make sure because I'm totally forgetting 1.18. There we go. Short-term memory loss. Don't judge me. And 9 through 12, right? This is almost double, right? So that's, I guess, a little better, but peak is better here from what it looks like. 5 through 8 on alliance merits, right? 431. Again, going back, right, looking at 1.1. So actually better overall when you're looking at 13 through 16 for the top 25 as far as in the bubble position than others, right? So something to point out. Server merits, here we go. Kingdom 15 is the strongest here, or at least has been doing the most PvP, let's say, at 29 mil. Kingdom 14, number 2, at 22 mil. 13, 18 mil. And then 16, they have 16 mil. You can also see that when it comes to kind of spread out PvP, Kingdom 14 has a little bit more health-wise, right, for their number 7 being closer, right, so smaller range there between splits. And then, right, the biggest split obviously coming in for 15, but they do have the total right amount. If we look at server merits for the other groups, starting with the most recent, 9 through 12, you can see here 32, 18, 16, 9. When comparing, right, it's 29 to 16. So, again, maybe maybe I'll end up doing a group 1, 2 as well. Maybe I should throw that in here and just throw in like group merit. Like I'll just combine the total for group merits themselves, and then maybe just compare. That could be something cool. And then let's look at 5 through 8, right? So group merits 28 to 6, right? Again, you can tell it looks like there's more here. I mean, just from a soft count, this is 51, 61. 69, 79, 85. So what? Let's just say 85, 86 mil. That seems to be the most. This would be 50, 66, 75. And then we look at 5 through 8, and this is a little bit less. You can just tell from the numbers. So, again, really good. Now let's look at RSS Gathered here for this group set. So violent. And we look at here, you got number 1, we got MVFJ Jodox at 419 mil from Kingdom 14. We have Will Dio, MVPC Jaka Tinker, 351 mil from Kingdom 14. We have, and then let me see, we have the top 15, EMPX Zhao Yun, 327 mil. Top from, I don't think there is one from 16 here. Yeah, there's not. Again, right, that's it's 13, 14, and 15 that we have here. And again, bubble position is 254. Let's look at what we have here. So bubble position 273, a little bit higher, 9 through 12. And then if we do 5 through 8, 254, and then higher, right? So again, more gatherers here, 5 through 8 kind of winning at least that matchup, if you will. Now let's look at most Castle 25s, and we really only have 1 on each, right, at this time. Let's look here. So that's 2 total. Most Castle 25s here in groups 9 through 12. They had 6, right, compared to 2. Now let's look at 5 through 8. And, wow, I actually didn't capture it for that. Did I capture this one? I didn't. Okay, cool. So we're just going to go with 13 through 16 for comparisons. Then Max Dragon Trails, right? You got 13 at the most, 14, 15, and 16 at 1. So you're looking at, 7, 10? 9 through 12. That was 10 compared to 14. So not that far off, right? And that pretty much rounds out where we are for our top stats for Kingdoms 13 through 16. Again, this is an early indication. We'll also do another one just before they end up going into Season 2 for their merged kingdoms, so you guys can kind of get a preview of how that looks. Now, as always, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, right? Did you like me doing it this way as well, where we compared maybe like the 2 to 3 most recent groups to certain data sets, so we can look at maybe how this group is stacking up, and then also internally when we look at each of the categories, how are the kingdoms stacking up against the others? Hopefully, that was a nice little addition. I just thought of that right now as I ended up adding those in. So hopefully, it helped and added a nice additional layer. With that in mind, that's actually going to be it for me. As always, hope you enjoy. Until next time, I will catch you later.